Sorry.
No problem. I just noticed partway through that you were doing other things. All right. So we come back. Last time the council's airship dropped you off in Tindas. You speak with the rest of your party briefly, arrange a meeting point on the other side of the city, near the Temple of Miros for a few hours from now. You briefly talk to, call him a customs official, who lets you into the city. You look back as the two of you continue on, and you notice him having a somewhat animated discussion with Fowlin about bringing a giant snake into Tindos. And you notice Kane skulking around, trying to figure out some way to be a bad person. Various things like that. But eventually the two of you just sort of take off. You leave the Foundry District, which, aside from the dock that you're in, is mostly sort of manufacturing. And you go into the city proper. Hey, setao. And yeah, find yourselves a nice cafe, unless one of the two of you had anything in mind. I would imagine it would be, think...
Whoa!
You okay?
I completely lost Google for a second.
Yeah, they kicked you out.
Sorry. I don't know what happened there.
Our beloved cafe, Casey.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
we're not allowed to go there.
Well, no, but you can find something closer to where you're at. Did you guys have anything in mind for what you wanted to look for in particular?
Something that serves both elven wine and something a little stronger, probably, is what Demilo would be looking for.
Okay. So you find...
As well as, food.
Right.
Sweets.
So you find a place, call it a sort of Mediterranean bar and grill. They have a lot of those style dishes, but maybe sacrifice a little bit on the food for a very large drink selection.
What sort of desserts do you have for me?
Sort of desserts? I'm trying to think what would actually be typical in a situation like this. I don't know, probably like they might have some sherbet, ice cream and fruit, some cakes, things like that.
Nice.
Maybe even some baklava.
Ooh.
So here you are.
All right. All right, Colleen, shall we? I've heard good things about this place. Been here once or twice. What do you think?
I don't think I've been to this cafe. Well, actually, I spend most of my time around the academy and between Miros and Lurea.
They have a fantastic tiramisu. You have to try it.
What is Cat's Melanor?
Melankier.
Melankier?
Unless setao wants to correct that.
Between those districts.
Yeah. So, for the record...
Why does your name have to be so difficult?
You guys are probably somewhere... Maybe you even went into the inner loop a little bit, so you're sort of here. Not actually too far from where Colleen's house would be.
You're not even hard. Okay.
Okay, so yeah.
So we go in.
You find the place. You see a small sign set up that just says "Sit anywhere," and somebody will come by to help you. So you do exactly that. You find a table for two, offset a little bit. It's, there's some general background noise of conversation, but nothing too overwhelming. Take some food and drink orders, and you're left by yourselves.
So, Colleen, tell me about your family. Who's Leroux? Is that the family you belong to? Is that correct?
Larea, you would know.
Larea.
Larea,
Sorry.
you would know it to be the pronunciation.
Yes, the House Luret, well, one of the more established families here in Tindos. We
Of
pride
course.
ourselves on our engineering and thaumaturgy abilities.
Oh, of course. And I've heard these things. Do you have any siblings?
No, I am an only child, and I I have to say I don't really get out much despite these adventures. It's been a quite a world-opening experience for me.
I bet. Well, then that must be something, traveling with all these other people, especially if you're used to sort of having your own run of the house. I remember when I went from home over to
Otpine,
Otbine.
this. Otpine.
Otbine, yeah. Over to Otbine, and it's just a completely different experience,
Well,
especially with so many different kinds of people.
previous to adventures, all I really had to go on was books. Like I didn't have, that frame of reference. I really didn't know. Um, I basically just stayed at the academy and studied and harassed my professors, and just they were my friends and mentors, and that's all I did.
I think that's admirable, to be honest. I wish I had spent more time learning like you did, but I saw a need and I saw to fill it. What what was your focus of study at the academy?
Well, obviously you've noticed some of my abilities, and they're not always the most popularly viewed, I guess. But I've had some really good professors, and they really helped me a lot, and that's helped me, uh, you know, help me build on what I want to do with my magical abilities. Minkazian's been a wonderful mentor.
What do you want to do with your abilities? I was curious, and after our little chat, I don't fear quite so much for what your goal is, but I am curious. What do you want to do?
Well, when I was little, um, my family discovered that I had quite an aptitude for magic, and uh, I guess I sort of stumbled into it, but upon that, they put me into the academy, and for years and years and years, just trying to develop that really set everything off was I was playing in the market one day with my best friend Dwelig, who should be around here actually. I hope I can find him. Um, but we had a dog, a little pup that we used to play with, and we were playing in the market, and Dwelig had thrown a stick, for the dog to go retrieve, and when it ran out into the middle of the market and was struck by a carriage passing by, and
I'm so
it
sorry.
it just it it broke my heart, and I went to the little pup, and it was hardly even breathing, and I could tell it was dying, and I did everything I could, and nothing. It just died in my arms, and I just I don't even know how I felt, and I just pushed everything I could into this little dog, and I ended up breathing life into it, I guess you could say. And
Wow.
it wasn't it wasn't the dog. It didn't even respond really as the pup that I had known, but it did come back, and that was the beginning of my magical when everyone noticed I had these abilities, and I've been trying to focus and hone this craft to prevent the deaths of those that I love. But
Of course,
the magic and the life flows in all of us, and even after death, I can use that energy to help, whether it's, you know, bringing someone back temporarily or using their life energy to help those that are still living. It's all possible.
Hmm. I'm I'm sorry for your experience. It must have been shocking to bring something back and not have it be the same. I I can't say that I've had a similar experience, though the first time that I was able to heal someone was amazing. I just I understand the desire to reach out and help. I get that. I do.
It's all that I really want. I mean, I know I'm a bit of a bookworm and I don't, you know, keep that many close to me for one reason, but I try my best for the people that are around us. And
The world needs people who are interested in the sciences and magic and the way the world works. I've nothing but respect for people such as yourself, Colleen. I think it's a wonderful calling.
well, thank you. I wish more people appreciated my magics. The group doesn't always call me wicked things.
They're afraid, and I I understand being an outcast amongst people you care about. When I was called to Hival, that is a foreign concept to most of the people in my city.
What do you mean by that?
Jardine is very one-dimensional. There is so much going on, but at the same time, there is an extreme focus in one direction.
Which direction is that exactly?
Forward, progress, to succeed and to advance one's station and one's family and law and order. And these are the directions that Jardine goes. There is no room for mercy in Jardine. No room for grace. And Casey's frowning at me, and I'm gonna stop.
It seems a little harsh, but it might be what Delilah thinks, so go ahead.
It's canon now.
Not to say, don't. It sounds harsh. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say that they're bad people. They aren't. They're wonderful people, and they love each other. But there is a bit of a focus on different things than I felt. My family did not understand that I wanted to go out and find strangers who were less fortunate than myself, and give of myself to aid them. The idea of hoarding wealth or of gaining power, it holds no meaning to me. Not if the people around me suffer.
I feel the same way, honestly. I know I come from a prominent family, but I tend not to keep money on me, and I see everyone as a whole, and we're all equal. Some of us may have different roads before them, but it's all the same. Like, we're not, well, gosh, it's so hard to phrase.
I know what you mean. It is a hard concept to grasp or even bring light to. But when you know it, you feel it and you see it. The idea that there's always somebody else out there that needs help. that we should serve each other more than we do ourselves.
Exactly. It always makes me think of the way, like, I wonder
You
what
said
he's.
you said he should be around here, yes?
Well, when I left him in Rampart, I did tell him to come back to Tindos, but I was hoping he'd amount himself to something more than just living on the streets and, you know, penny here and there just to get by. I wanted him to go become a ranger or something, really help others. But I haven't heard from him in a while, so if he's around here, I'd like to find him eventually.
You should. You should look for him. And however, I warn you, sometimes we have to accept people where they are and not where we wish they would be. Especially if they're people we love.
Hmm. I guess I hadn't thought of it that way, but you can always hope for
Oh, of course, of
more.
course. Of course. Very much so. And encourage as much as you can. But as somebody who was encouraged in a very strange way towards things that were not of my desire, I can understand that sometimes people are called to different things. I wish my parents understood that more, to be honest.
I wish it was easier to see what the calling was for those other people so you could help push them in that direction.
It never is. It never is.
It's, I just really, I don't know. I don't pick up on a lot socially. I don't understand a lot of how people think. It's just me and my books, my world.
We never get to know how people think. That's unfortunately just one of the things of life. The greatest tip that I was ever given when it comes to interacting with other people is to try to love them no matter what. And that's not to say, like, don't go walking down a dark alley after a guy who just walked down and looks like he's limping and try to help him without anybody around. And be smart about it, of course, but there are times when you're going to disagree with others, or where you might find a difficulty connecting. Cain, for instance, is a great example.
Well,
I did not. I'm sorry.
Man in a dark alley, like you should help him, right?
Yes, but maybe grab someone to go with you.
Well, why is that? It's just an alley. The man needs help.
Because the streets at night are not necessarily the safest place, and not everyone is always honest, Colleen.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. It's fine. um, well, you know the when we were down below,
Yes.
the Proatoa,
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes. Kotoa.
Kutoa, they're I I hear they're apparently very evil, but they were quite hospitable. They were so very kind to us.
Interesting.
It's I don't know. Everyone can be made a friend.
I wish that were true. And I believe it is true most of the time. There are cases, things from outside of our world that are just truly evil. But for the most part, I agree with you. I wish that we had found a way to work things out with the goblins that were beneath Jardine. I do not. I abhor violence in all forms. I think that if we all came together, even the supposedly, as you say, people think certain groups are evil, but are they truly? I don't know. We've never gathered Kuatoa and goblins and hobgoblins and dwarves and elves and humans together and sat down and tried to talk our differences out. That's not something that anybody's ever done. That said, of course you should protect yourselves, and of course you should protect those you care about. But
That's
there are
exactly.
days I wish I could just make everyone sit down and listen.
It'd be a lot easier that way, it seems. But
It would. But I'm not Hival, so
can
And
you tell me?
at this point, you each get a small serving of dessert. Your time is winding down, not up yet, but you're starting to look outside, think about how long you've been talking. No, I have to be going in maybe 10, 15 minutes.
is there music here?
Um, hadn't thought about that, but perhaps maybe just like, well, actually, would there be? I don't know why this is such a hard question for me. You know what? I'll do it like this. No, there isn't.
Okay. Would Demila know of some place that might have music?
Yeah, you're in a bit of a
Close by? Like really, really close by?
yeah. I mean, you're in a bit of a commercial area, and actually, just maybe 50 feet away, you can sort of just barely hear a street musician, um, somebody playing sort of like a marimba kind of thing.
Okay. The tiramisu. You should try this. It's quite excellent.
Did you get tiramisu?
I did. What did you? What I don't know. KC, what did we get?
Well,
Since we never technically actually ordered.
I demand scones.
okay, sure. You can both get what you want. There would be a menu. Hashtag I'll allow it.
I would have gotten a tiramisu
All right.
or whatever the fantasy version of that is.
We can just go with that. I don't have to rename it.
Cream-filled scones.
Word.
Ooh,
That actually sounds good.
that does sound good. I would offer Colleen a bite of my tiramisu so she could try it.
Sure. I'll shove a scone in your face. No finesse whatsoever.
That is those are quite good. I haven't tried the scones here before. Very tasty. What did you think of the tiramisu?
Oh, it's quite sweet. I didn't expect it from its appearance. It has the little torched warmth to it. It's very interesting.
It's very nice. Kind of sort of an awkward moment as I would finish my dessert. I would wait for Colleen to finish hers and then say, "Would you like to dance? I know a spot just down the road."
I was going to say there's no music here. That sounds quite absurd.
Of course. But truly, one dance. What do you say?
Sure, dancing sounds like fun.
Okay. I would head down the street to where I heard the marimba. Is that what you said?
That's what I said. But let's say there's a couple other instruments as well. Let's say, so there's somebody playing that, but then maybe that's sort of like background for somebody on sort of like a lyre or dulcimer, that sort of thing.
Okay.
As well. Yeah, and there's a bit of an open square. There is not anybody else dancing, but there's certainly room to do so.
before we leave.
Delilah doesn't feel
Gold
shame.
on the table.
Oh yeah, no, I would pay, of course. No, Delilah wouldn't like dine and dash ever.
We just left. Couple gold on the table.
Oh, yeah, sure. 2 gold each for your
Okay.
food.
Oh, well, then Delilah would have tried to have put 4 gold down.
I would leave another 2 gold on the table.
Okay. That's a pretty hefty tip, but sure. Not that there's even, well, actually, come to think
Colleen
of
thinks
it.
she's paying for herself, and that kind of more expensive
Well, there
food.
wouldn't actually be tipping in Tindos. So as I think about it, that would be included. So it'd be like 2.5 gold each, actually. But it'd all just be
All right.
in your food.
It's on the table.
Well,
Alright.
yeah, there's 1.5 amount on the table.
All right, cool. You
All right.
you make a server very happy. / slightly confused.
Yeah, whatever. Charity.
Yep.
Okay. We head to the square, and I would offer Colleen my hand and dance. You know, we figure we don't have like much time, but maybe one dance or two.
Am I good at this?
Yeah, I was just about to
also.
ask Delilah.
I'm pretty good at this.
I was about to ask for that check.
Yep. I'm sure he is much better than me. She is much better than me. Did you want acrobatics or did you want performance? Okay, cool.
I am the lead.
Okay, so despite being the one who suggested this, Delilah, you're fairly clumsy about it, but Colleen, you are
nothing surprising there.
elegant and graceful both, and actually a few people start gathering around and watching, just mostly to watch Colleen, actually, and she would be somewhat recognized in the city as well. And after you get done, a couple people even sort of clap. You see a few extra coins go into the musician's little bucket as people walk away. And actually, Colleen, you see a young human boy sort of runs up to you afterwards and gives you a small note. Just saying, oh, actually, no, excuse me. A small human boy recognizes you. Oh, are you Colleen?
Why, yes, I'm Colleen. Who are you?
Just never mind me. Just a nothing boy here on the streets, if you will.
You're not a nothing boy. What's your name, child?
Oh, well, thank you. My name is Pao.
Nice to meet you, pal.
Do you have... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. He was just sort of sheepishly, doing one of these.
No, that's fine. I'm going to sort of let Killing go, so...
Okay. Well, anyways, I recognized you. I came across this tucked away somewhere. I don't know why I took it, but yeah, I recognized it as something that should go to you. So here you go. And he just sort of stammers and holds it out to you. And now there is like a bit of a note on a very sort of rough, torn piece of parchment.
Well, this is curious. Guess I'll take the note.
Okay. And after he hands it to you, he sort of scampers off unless you stop him.
Give him the gold.
Thank you, Pao. Do you have siblings around or a family?
No. Just get by, right?
Of course. Here, and I would hand him a couple of ration packs and then maybe a gold.
Okay. And as you do that, you see him sort of glance around, sort of suspect it might be trying to see how many people are actually paying attention.
I would do it. I'd try to do it on the sly. I understand street life at least a little bit. I would think maybe.
Yeah. And he does sort of tuck it away and nod and say, "Thank you kindly, ma'am. Thank you."
Of course.
Um,
The Church of Laval. Always go there if you need it. No, just kidding.
all right. And assuming you don't stop him further,
No.
he'll run off. Colleen, are you reading the note now, or are you keeping it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So you open it up. It's very brief, and you recognize a pretty rough hand. There's a few misspellings and things like that. But what it says is, "Colleen, don't look for me around here. I'm headed off west to try my fortunes. Thanks for what you said before, Dweelig."
Well, that's rude. You didn't even leave a return address.
Does Colleen say that out loud?
Yeah.
What is it? What is this note that you were given?
Oh, it's from Dwelig, but
Oh,
I don't know how this boy came across it, and it doesn't really give me a whole lot of information.
You can give me, just for generally reasoning this through, I'll say investigation. Okay. So thinking through what would have happened if you were going to look for Dweelig, there are a few spots where you'd expect to find him, and then if you didn't find him there, you also know a few spots where he tended to hide away his possessions. And your best guess is that if he wanted you to get this note, he might have just left it in a place like that, and maybe this boy just found it and took it for no particularly good reason.
Among other things. Maybe. There's a lot to the west, though.
there is indeed. Is that all he said? West.
It's quite an endeavor. He knows I'm gonna come look for him.
Of course. If you would ever like help, I will be more than happy to if I'm available.
Well, you're headed west, right? To the...
To the capital, yes.
So if you see him there, please send word to me.
Of course, absolutely. Shall we to the place where we're supposed to meet your allies?
Well, you would have to go back to the where the airship's at.
Oh, okay.
The rest of our
is there a nearby bench or something that I can sort of gently sort of try to guide our walking towards?
Let me think. In the way this particular market is, you might have to walk a little bit to find it.
Yeah, I would.
At which point your time is sort of starting to run short, but for sure you could find like maybe sort of like a veranda that has some seats under it.
I mean, we wouldn't have to go and sit. I'm just trying to slowly, subterfugely guide like our gates towards something I could hop up on.
Oh,
I'm assuming Colleen's a good head taller than Delilah.
I'm 5'4".
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, she's like 4 inches taller than you.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. Cancel that. Tall dwarf, short elf works out. Okay. Delilah just
I'm
then
also like a teenager.
Well, I mean, no, especially since I have a bit of a different notion of adulthood than for elves than the player's handbook. Like you're basically an adult, maybe not. Actually, how old are you?
94.
Okay, yeah. So, whoops, I screwed up.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, Casey.
So,
we miss you.
So here's the way I see it, though. The 100 is the age at which you're considered an adult, but that isn't physical maturity. Your physical maturity would be much sooner than that.
Yeah.
So
okay. that case, all right. Well, I need to head back to the airship so I can head on out. If you're back in the capital anytime, what's the capital called?
Siren.
Siren. If you're back in Siren sometime, come look me up. I'd be more than happy to see you again. And Demilo sort of step on her like tippy toes and kiss Colleen on the cheek a little bit, and then just sort of like awkwardly shuffle off.
What? What? You're just gonna leave?
Well, you need to go to your friends, do you not?
Well, yes, I'm sure they're probably lost somewhere. Oh dear.
They, time crunches, unfortunately, they are a thing. I would like to see you again.
Well, sure, I'm sure we'll meet again, Delilah. I'll sort of rush back up to her and grab her hand. Like, we'll definitely meet again, I assure you. And I'll give her a little kiss on the cheek, I guess. I don't know.
She blushes furiously. I hope so. Be safe, Colleen. Take care of yourself.
You too. I hope we can learn more from each other in the future.
That is my hope as well.
Right. Which way do you think these these vagabonds have gone?
Didn't they say they're going to the Temple of Melor?
Miros.
Miros? Whatever.
Tonight, I
Lord.
don't believe. Were they there?
You arranged a meeting point. Hopefully
okay.
they haven't gotten lost.
Somehow I'll still beat them there.
Probably.
All
Oh,
right. Well,
dear.
take care of yourself, and this was fun.
It was. It's been a while since I had a chance to dance.
As you might have noticed, it's been a very long time for me. I really should go. I'm very sorry. I wish I didn't have to.
Right. Upon our next meeting, then.
Of course.
Right.
Goodbye, Colleen.
And so you bid each other farewell and each turn your own separate directions. Delilah, you scowl just a little bit at the airship captain, but keep it mostly under wraps as you make your way back and see them making their final preparations to leave for the capital. Colleen, you walk back towards the center of the city. You think about Dweelig's note. Wish that maybe he had thought this through a little bit more to tell you which way he was going. You wish that maybe he was a better writer and that he didn't, feel the need to be so short. But you also very much wish him the best and are hoping that he'll find a new place in the world. You think about Incasian at the academy. You wish you had more time just at the moment to go talk to him. But ultimately, you turn towards the Temple District and go to meet up with your friends, ? And that's where we end it.